Hello, welcome to our vlog today. As you can see, I have some guests with me again. Mike, your standard, so it's
Yeah.
cool. Mike Johnson, the superintendent of schools. Amy Halley, the principal of the elementary school of Creslane Elementary. Mike, tell us how it's going since school has started.
Well, thanks for having us back, Doug. It's great to be back, and I am extremely pleased to announce that school has officially begun. And we started classes on Tuesday. As you know, or the community knows, we were able to distribute our devices on Monday, which was a really kind of a questionable plan, but the principals came up with a distribution plan from the sites and put it together with the district leadership and the tech department, and away we went. And boy, luck paid off on that one, on that day. We really are pleased with where we're at. And we're one of the few districts, very few districts in Western Oregon that are in operation right now. So, us being, I just fortunate that we have the leadership that we do in the district to be able to be where we're at right now.
Well, I know that I've been pleased because you haven't let the pandemic stop you, and you haven't let the fires and all the smoke stop you. You've adjusted, and I just, again, kudos to you and the schools for you just kept it going. You pushed through.
Yeah, we have a great team.
Well,
Great team.
I'm thrilled, and so as a parent, it does my heart so good that my child is in school and it's going. So again, thank you for working so hard to make this thing happen.
Yeah,
So Amy, how are you doing? We haven't seen you since the spring.
I know. I'm doing really well. I'm feeling the excitement at the start of the year.
Yeah.
It's motivating to see and hear kids, even though they're on screen.
Uh-huh.
And our teachers have a little bit more pep in their step because they also are feeling very excited to be connected back with their students.
Yeah.
So I feel a sense of relief that we've launched. Now we get to continue refining and adjusting as the year proceeds on. So yeah, I'm doing great.
That's it's so good, and it's funny to me that here you are. You're now the old head. You are the senior principal. So with the two other brand newbies, what are you having to tell those guys to get along?
Well, I think that we are maybe the perfect team because they are veteran administrators and they come with so much experience that I'm learning a lot from them. Brandon, who's been on the team, he's got about a month and a half, maybe 2 months on me, so not quite the senior member. If we're going to dig into our assistant principals as well. So I think that we all bring something to the table to help each other out. So I feel just super fortunate to have them be on the team. And there is a little bit of pressure that I'm one of the few that has been here the longest.
I know.
And it's not been very long. So, yeah.
Well, I got to tell you, from a community member's perspective, I am so excited for the team that you and the district have put into place at leadership, and I am hoping and praying that now we have several years of stability because I think our community needs it, our students need it, and I hear nothing but good things about our school district that way. So I love it.
Thank you.
You hang in there. So every time that we've met this summer, it was all, here's what we're doing. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And, I've talked to you a few times by telephone about some of the volunteering and what's going to happen. And you're like, yes, it's going to happen. So, well, we're past that now. So how have the first few days gone?
Well, I think our biggest hurdle has just been the technology aspect because we're starting a CELUS, and at the elementary school we've introduced Seesaw for the entire K-5 program. So there are some growing pains with getting everyone launched with these new platforms. But other than that, there's been so many silver linings to point out in our school system. We're aligning K-12. We're working really hard together. The communication has been improving every day, and our students are now aligned with curriculum that's aligned to the standards.
Yes.
And so that's pretty huge for us. Yeah.
Well, I think, again, that is so awesome. I know that you personally are pretty IT savvy. So I'm guessing that you have had some input that has gone beyond the walls of your school building?
I try to help as much as I can. I'm spending late evenings researching and trying to provide support for our teachers, and not just myself, but we have a number of staff. We've created a tech team, if you will, who
Yes.
are also researching and trying to support all of our staff. Our next layer is we're going to begin to train our classified staff on a lot of the platforms that they have not yet been a part of, because they are now going to be providing instruction alongside the teachers. And then hopefully we'll be bringing our IRC volunteers into the fold as well, and so that they can be able to integrate into our classrooms.
And of course, that's music to my ears. IRC is so important as an aid to the student. I mean, I'm very prejudiced, so we all know that. But we're anxious to get in to volunteer however you can use us as people that love kids and want to teach them how to read.
Yes.
So I hope we can do that again soon. We're patient, but we're ready. I've talked to Lori Gribskull a bunch, and so we're anxious to get back in it.
Yes, lots of layering on of supports
Sure.
and systems. We have a lot of big picture plans, but we're trying to take it one day at a time because we don't want to overwhelm our system and our people and our students and
Sure.
parents. So it's coming. There's a lot of things in the works.
Awesome.
Would you speak about the evening academic support program and
sure.
just kind of let that one out, because that's coming quickly?
Yeah, we're in the process right now of creating a system to support families in the evening. So students who are in our Creslane or Cresswell, not Cresswell,
CDL.
our CDL. Thank you.
There you go.
All the C's. So people who are in CDL will be able to tap into an evening resource where we'll have teachers available for about a 2-hour block of time when families are off work to provide tutoring support for students in the areas of reading and math at all 3 of our buildings. So there'll be some reprieve for parents in the future who are, in the evening time when our teachers are typically off work and at home, that they'll have some live people. It'll be Tuesdays and Thursdays that they can get some support.
Wonderful. I know this was a dream of yours. So
This
way to
is,
go.
well, ours, This,
Yeah.
as a team, we wanted to support our parents at home in the evenings. We know they work, and we know
Sure.
kids kind of struggle, and they need some extra support too. And this is not an easy, way to deliver instruction
Yes.
online or receive it on the other end. So we're trying to make as many staff available as we possibly can to accommodate the needs of the parents and kids.
Right. This appears to me to be one of those silver linings that you're speaking of, because it looks to me like that when school is normal, that we have the ways that we've done things and it's tried and true. Why should we try anything different? You have no choice to try innovative things, and now your innovative juices seem to me to just be flowing. And I think the community and our students are the beneficiaries of some real neat brain power and just creativity that I'm watching. I love it.
When we talk about the extended school day and this evening academic support program, these were the ideas that came up in the strategic planning process with our community-wide design team.
Yes.
This is one of those components. We've actually implemented 5 of those goals.
Yes.
I mean, they are in now and rolling. So, and all 5 of them were around supporting our kids that had needs for equity.
Okay. How will families be aware of that this is going to happen?
That's a really good question. We're at the very beginning phases of planning. We're right now currently gathering our team of teachers, and it'll be probably a little different at each of the different building levels how we will solicit, the support and whatnot. But there will be communication from the building principals on how students and parents can tap into that resource.
Again, I'm not trying to speak for you, but I'm understanding as I'm listening here, it's going to be a few weeks or maybe several days at least before it happens. A few days.
Hopefully sooner than later.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know that we have an exact timeline, but we're rolling.
Cool.
It's going to start soon.
Okay. Well, I know that every year you have turnover. Every year you have new teachers, and this year you have a new assistant principal. Tell us about your staff and kind of how that's going.
Great. Yes, we have a new assistant principal. Her name's Christy Nicholson. She comes with 5 years of assistant principal experience from Marist High School. So she's jumping right in. It's like she's always been with us. She's, you know, even while being at a distance, she's already connecting with students and families. So we're really fortunate to have her. I feel really blessed because she's in a true, you know, just jumped right in and partnered with me. We have had a few of our staff members retire, so we've welcomed a new speech and language pathologist, a new second grade teacher, and we've had a few of our classified staff members who've retired or moved on. So we welcomed about, I think 9 new staff members to Creslane.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow. Well, that's awesome. Well, we're, you know, it's not theory. We're into CDL for most of us. Some of the students I know are doing the online academy, but what kind of feedback are you getting from comprehensive distance learning? What kind of feedback from parents or the teachers? How's this going?
Well, from the teachers, they're thrilled that they're now able to be more rigorous in their instruction and to create a virtual environment that's a little bit more aligned to what their in-person classroom looked like. They're feeling more confident. They have tools to be able to support the teaching and learning, and so there's a lot of, although they're anxious and, you know, trying to learn all these things at the same time that they're actually launching them, there's a lot of energy in the building right now. From parents, I think the feedback I've heard is, you know, initially there's just a lot of technical support they're needing, and I think they're nervous also on their end that they're trying to support their students while learning alongside them, and they're wanting to do everything they can. But I think the feedback that I've heard from parents has just been always very positive, thanking us for all the things we're doing, and I think feeling relieved that we're kind of getting back into a little bit more of a routine with a lot more rigor than in the spring. So,
Oh, good.
yeah.
In talking with, down the lines of the tools that they need, talk about the CDL playbook and the Acellus trainings that we're in, that our staff is going to be in for the next several weeks.
Yeah, so our teachers have been participating in a weekly training that's about 3 hours long that is following the distance learning playbook, which is a book that came out just about a month or 2 ago from researchers across the globe, and they're working alongside, I think, Oak Ridge and South Lane school teachers, and Lane ESD is the ones organizing this, but they're getting to work alongside other teachers in other districts to really collaborate and learn about strategies for instructing students in the virtual world, because the way we teach in person is very different than over a screen. And I think it's helping them to, you know, just build their toolbox of resources to be able to do the job. In addition to that, the teachers all were provided support and training on Acellus. And then we have a team of teachers in our district, like I said earlier, who are, you know, as we continue down this road, questions come up, and so our team is, you know, helping to develop that information for teachers.
Okay. Well, to follow up what you said, I don't think any students have confusion now of these things, but we still have some parents that are saying, what's the difference in Acellus and Seesaw?
Oh, good question.
Okay.
Yes, so Seesaw is our learning management system that replaces Google Classroom. So it's where the communication occurs. It's where teachers will post announcements or information. They may post some teacher designed instruction, but it's similar to Google Classroom. The reason why we left Google Classroom is that at the elementary school, the students aren't logging into their email like they may do at the secondary level. So in Google Class, or in Seesaw rather, the teachers and students can message back and forth, as well as the parents and teachers. And then the parents can also see what the students are posting and what they're doing in Seesaw. Acellus is the curriculum. It's the online, you know, the virtual textbook. So those are the main differences between, Acellus is our core curriculum, and then Seesaw is sort of the hub of where all the information is stored.
Yeah, okay. I know that my high schooler, even though it's Google Classroom, he's discovered already that he can get on to Zoom on his phone and then can go to his assignments on his computer. And so I'm assuming in that regard, whether they do that or not, the Seesaw just takes the place of the Google Classroom. So
Yes.
and that's where they go first, and then they're sent wherever.
Yeah, and this
Okay.
is one of those silver linings that before COVID even was something we knew about. Our staff at the school had been talking about how we were going to have one learning management system for communication. Because in talking with parents, there was a lot of like, every year I have to learn a new app. I have to go to
Right.
Remind or to Class Dojo or Class Tag
Yeah.
and there was, they're having to relearn. Or if you have multiple kids, you have like a bajillion apps on your
Yes.
phone. And I'm in the same boat as a mom. I've got a whole folder with all the different apps, and so we were trying to streamline that communication.
Wonderful.
So while we were in COVID last spring, we were actually already deciding on moving to Seesaw, and then Seesaw is also a platform that's really widely used across our country for elementary.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Way to go. And speaking of kids, Mike told us last week that enrollment is holding really steady, just very few losses. How is it at Creslane Elementary?
Well, we have experienced some loss, but it's to be expected. We have a number of families who are going to homeschool that we expect will return when conditions improve, or we go to in-person. So yeah, we're about 520 kids.
Okay, wow. You're still way up there.
Yeah.
Well, I remember when you did the very first forum, that was you, and then you had each administrator and a few others that were there. Then immediately after that, all of the principals said, let's do our own. And that next week you had your own, and so I was interested. I watched them all, and I know that one of the things you had mentioned about the prospects in the future, maybe because of this online aspect, that there could be some advancement, some acceleration, if you will, among certain students, and then even perhaps electives that could come along through this. Is that still in the works?
Yeah, we're actually right now working with the teachers to create a list of electives. It will just be these optional extra things that students can add to their Seesaw. So, for example, there's talks of maybe some teachers doing some dance classes, or teaching cursive, or a cooking class. So things that are maybe more personal interest to teachers that they've always been like, I would love to teach that. There's a couple EAs that are like, I'd love to do gardening, but of course right now with the weather they can't go outside and do that.
Yes.
But just some other things to connect with kids for interests outside of the core content areas.
Okay.
So that'll be coming hopefully in the next week or two.
Awesome. I think I want to sign up for the dancing classes.
Sure.
Okay.
You can lead one if you'd like.
No, you don't want me leading. We all have left feet, so that's just how it goes. And that's, both of mine are left. Anything else you want to tell everybody? It's been awesome. I love your information.
No, I just think that we're in a fabulous position right now, and with the leadership that we have at the building level and at the district level, our kids are in good hands, and it's going to get better. It's going to get a lot better. We are working diligently at this. We had a laser focus on it from the get-go,
Yes.
from the spring. And, as Amy mentioned, there's several silver linings, but some of these things are going to stay with us. When we're able to do this online, and, when in the future, what I can see is, okay, we have a student that's absent for 3 days. What are we going to do for 3? Well, we can connect online with the student for, for what they missed, and help them make up the work that and the engagement that they missed out on. There are things like that are going to come out of this,
Yes.
that are really going to enhance our program.
Well, I love it. I know that he saved the best for last. You're the third administrator, so there you are. Jenny and Julie, don't be upset, please. But thank you for coming.
Yes.
I know I want you back because we are all so hopeful. We are not pessimistic. We're very optimistic about our future, and I know that things are going to change. So one of the questions, not for today, but I'm going to be asking, what's next? Okay, and I'm anxious to hear about that in the future, because I want to know. But thank you so much for being here.
Thanks
I
for having
appreciate it
us.
so
Thank you.
very, very much. Absolutely. Thank you for watching. God bless. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.